Remember that congressman from Montana who body slammed a reporter and he said, he's my type? He retruthed or whatever it was, a video of Joe Biden hogtied. Just back in
that was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Your examples
hilarious.
are so tiny.
No, they're
We're
not.
talking about an attempted assassination that left a man dead. A shooter groomed and incentivized by a drumbeat of demonization.
You have no idea
you can call people.
Are Republicans taking political violence seriously? They seem to embrace conflict without understanding its consequences.
47% of people said in a recent poll that they're fearful of civil war in this country. Do you feel like we're close to that?
I mean, yes. Yeah.
In what way? I mean, we can't have a land war like we had in the 1860s, probably, right?
Keeping all illegal immigrants, it's going to happen no matter what.
At this point, if you want to just say like, oh, well, the left is just so violent and their discourse has been so violent, and it's just a joke at this point. I mean, these are the people that wanted to hang Mike Pence. Okay. People that are voting for Biden generally are, they have, I mean, if anything, the biggest criticism is the calls for civility amongst this. I mean, you and I are like, okay, like, wow, I don't want Trump to die a martyr. That's, I'd like him to just die just on his own, not with anyone else's help. If he died today and, in his sleep, I'd go, oh, well, that's just great. I don't want him to be a martyr. I don't want him to be, this saint amongst, fascists.
Thank you very much.
Mr. President, you just used the word bedlam. Will you tell your supporters now, no matter what, no violence?
I mean, with Tucker Carlson spouting the great replacement theory and the rest of the people at Fox News and all of the violence and the violent rhetoric and the inflammatory rhetoric that they've spread that has made people, say things like, when we get in office, we're going to lock all of you up. We're going to put you in camps, all of this crazy stuff. I really don't want to hear how, the Democrats are calling for violence. I was literally there when Trump said we're going to walk over to Capitol Hill right now. And, after firing up the crowd and getting them, into a fervor to where they went over and, raided the Capitol. I watched this speech. I watched them, go to the Capitol right after that. I watched them rip doors off, like, in person. So I really don't want to hear about, how our rhetoric is causing any of this. He has spent, the last decade dividing this country with his rhetoric. I mean, before he even, hinted at becoming president, he was behind the birther movement. He was the one that had us doubt that our president was born in the United States. And he was QAnon before QAnon was rocking and rolling. He's the guy.
No, I don't think my rhetoric has it all. I think my rhetoric is it brings people together. Our country is doing incredibly well.
This does scare me because there was this need for revenge. People take criticism of Trump. It goes in a weird direction, right? Now that somehow, we all attacked him, this is coming as an attack from the left. And you see people's reaction to hating Trump, there's a bit more of an edge to it. Right? I can see it in the way people react to me. And, God, I'm a little scared of what will happen when Trump gets elected and how he's going to look like, look around and act like has to get revenge on all of us, deep state actors here.
I'm giving you, 20 seconds to say something to President Biden. If you had him right here and the camera was President Biden.
I can't say what I want to say. I'm sorry.
Well, say something that conveys.
It would bring public hangings back. Simple as that.
Okay, but then you got to say.
I think they should bring public hangings back and hang people like Joe Biden. I really think. You think that a pedophile, you think somebody would be a pedophile if they seen somebody that was a pedophile hanging up in the street, dude? No, I don't think so. I think they should give every American an assault rifle and a handgun inside of their home, just in case a home invader or a child predator comes in their home, then they can shoot them right in the forehead like it was intended. Simple as that.
Okay, I'm just going to hit on one big fat conspiracy theory here. Let's go. So the whole thing is that Matthew Cook, the shooter, they're saying that he supported a progressive cause once. No, he did not. That is nonsense. Whoever's saying that, you need to stop saying that, because he didn't. There's actually no record of him doing that. There is record of someone with the same name who's 40 years older than him, miles away from him, donating to a progressive cause. So yeah, there's this thing that happens. Sometimes people have the same name and they donate to things. Yeah, it happens. So yeah, he's been a registered Republican. There's no proof that he's, a Democrat, that he's, anti-fascist. There's been a lot of, completely nonsensical and false videos floating around. And those are all nonsense. Those are all completely false. You have ones that are uploaded and the face is blurred out. And they're saying, oh, that's him. And it's not him. It's a video with the face blurred out enough where it can be ambiguous. So I really don't want to hear it from Republicans. Anytime I talk about him, I get tons of DMs from MAGA that are just really upset because he was a progressive and he was a big lefty. No, he wasn't. And I guess, I shouldn't waste my time talking with people that, still think Trump won the election. So, yeah.
If he were to lose again, what would that mean for the country in your estimation?
We'd have an uprising. There's too many people that are ready to go now.
When you say, what does that mean? Can you be specific?
Civil war.
You think it'll be a civil war if Trump loses again?
Oh, yes, I do. I know with people that I talk to, I'm a churchgoer, and I love God more than my life. But there are things that I do for God that I don't do for anybody else. And this is one thing. I know that God needs some help here.
I'm going to repeat what I said in the beginning. You know what? I want Trump to be beaten at the ballot box. I'd like him to die of natural causes. I mean, I would like him. I mean, if he did die of natural causes, I'd be thrilled. I don't want him to become a martyr. I think him as a martyr would be terrifying for this country. I want to say I'm sort of glad that bullet didn't kill him, because had that bullet killed him, there'd be violence. There'd be calls to violence. It wouldn't be safe. People would take up arms, and that would not be okay. I mean, that would be difficult to control. I don't even think the Republican Party and MAGA leaders would be able to control, people spiraling out like that. They're only, they would only be able to just embrace it. So yeah, I want him beaten at the ballot box. I think if Trump is to lose this next election, it's not looking good right now. Biden needs to step down. But if he is to lose this next election, I think, he's going to go away for good. And not that we're not going to hear from him again, because, he's a malignant narcissist, but he's not going to run after that. He's not going to be able to. He'll be older than Biden by the next time he can run. So let's beat him at the ballot box.